Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2022 Presidential Environmental Education Awards ceremony. We are so excited to recognize and celebrate all of our award winners. Let's take a moment and give them all a round of applause. With that, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our Associate Administrator for the Office of Public Engagement and Environmental Education, Rosemary Anabakari.
Thank you so much, Kim, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the celebration of the 2022 Presidential Environmental Youth Award and the Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators ceremony. We are so happy to see you all here today. And I'm happy that I was able to join you all here today in person for this event. And this is our first celebration since COVID in person. So it's good to have you all here. Again, I am excited to join you all to recognize all of our wonderful awardees and honorees today. As problem solvers and critical thinkers, you all have taken such an innovative approach to tackling climate change through environmental education in your respective communities and across the country. So you all should be extremely proud of yourselves for that. So let's give yourselves another round of applause. As you all know, for decades, the President of the United States has joined the Environmental Protection Agency in recognizing the outstanding work of educators and students. And this year, we're acknowledging 13 educators and 49 students for their leadership and commitment to environmental stewardship. EPA continues to work with people across the country under Administrator Regan's leadership, and that's why we're going further and faster than ever before to meet the President's agenda and his goals around tackling climate change. So again, I want to thank you all so much for coming here today, and congratulations to you all for the wonderful work you're doing in your communities across the country. And now I would like to turn things over to my boss, Administrator Michael S. Regan.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your hard work and steadfast commitment to environmental education. You all are helping to create a brighter, healthier future for all. Thank you to the environmental education staff who support these prestigious presidential recognition programs. On behalf of the EPA, congratulations to all award recipients. To the students here today, we are so proud of your accomplishments. As Presidential Environmental Youth Awardees, you all are developing sustainable solutions to persistent environmental challenges. You work with local leaders to confront the climate crisis. You gain hands-on experience leading communities in environmental restoration projects, and you increase access to climate literacy programs. I am equally as inspired by the winners of the Presidential Innovation Awards for Environmental Educators. Your creative environmental lessons are opening doors for students and communities to tackle the climate crisis. You strengthen EPA's mission by preparing students to become our future environmental protection leaders. Acting locally and thinking globally is the key to unlocking environmental protection. To the students and teachers, think of today as a hallmark celebration on your journey, not the end of your story. Continue to think outside the box and inspire others to join you in the fight to protect our climate, our environment, and our communities. I wish I could be there to see you in person, but I'm so glad Deputy Administrator Janet McCabe is there to share her thoughts. Thanks again for your outstanding work. We can't wait to see what you do next.
Hi, everybody. It's so great to see you here. So how many people in the room are students? Okay, they're all over here. Okay. How many teachers are here? Awesome. That's great. thanks to all of you for coming in person. I'm sure some of you traveled from a distance. Anybody take a plane to get here? That must have been fun. We're just thrilled to be filling up this meeting space with people who get to come and talk to us and see where it happens here at EPA, and also for us to be able to talk to you personally and thank you for your work and recognize your work. So as Administrator Regan mentioned, I'm the deputy here at EPA, and I'm especially grateful to be part of this program for at least two reasons. One is that my daughter is a public school, middle school teacher in Boston. And so, yeah, I'm so proud of her. And days when I think my job is hard, then I think, no, not so hard. She is the one with the hard job and the really important job. The other thing is that I come from Indiana, and when I haven't been at EPA and have had jobs, are you from Indiana? Awesome, yay! Hoosier, fellow Hoosier. I've worked with teachers and schools around the state of Indiana, and I know how much excitement and commitment there is among young people, and just so ready to do great things. And I've worked with them personally, so I really, really love this program. I want to thank our Office of Environmental Education staff, Rosemary, and all of her staff, incredible leadership there, and providing opportunity and always thinking of different ways that we can provide more opportunity to get education out into the country to everybody to the people who need it. Everybody needs it, right? This is about the future of the planet and how hot it's going to be when you guys are grown up. And so we all need to know about this. And we need to do what we can as leaders here in the federal government to empower teachers and students across the country to provide that little spark that might be needed to enable incredibly important and groundbreaking, in some cases, projects at the local level. That's where this work gets done, is at the local level. By people like you in your communities. You can get the kind of attention to these issues that those of us who sit here in Washington can't do. There are other things we can do that are very impactful, but we need our impactful work and we need your impactful work. So this is just incredible. The theme for the ceremony this year is celebrating climate action and environmental stewardship, which is not very many words, but it's a huge mission. And so that's what we're going to be celebrating today, is how the students and teachers who are being recognized here today are furthering that goal of protecting our planet, our precious planet, from the effects of climate change, and helping us all understand that if we don't act as responsible environmental stewards, we will not have an environment to keep us healthy. It's really exciting for me to be able to be announcing these awards in partnership with the White House Council on Environmental Quality, CEQ, it's known as CEQ, and my friend and longtime colleague, chair of CEQ, Brenda Mallory, is here today, and will also be speaking with you. For those of you that don't know, and this Brenda may quibble with the way I describe this, but we have this government with the three branches and all. Within the White House, the president can have advisors separate from the agencies like EPA. And so long ago, the Council on Environmental Quality was set up within the White House to be a special advisor to the president on environmental issues. And that's what Chair Mallory is the head of. And we're so grateful to have her there and to be working with her there. She used to work at EPA, so even better. As Rosemary said, we're recognizing 13 educators today and 49 students. That's fantastic. You guys sort of popped to the top. But I want to make sure that we remember that for every one of you, there are many other students and teachers around the country that are doing this amazing work. And we want to recognize as many of them as we can. But the things that we're talking about today are just really incredible projects. We have 47 students who have worked as a team or individually on 10 projects who are receiving the President's Environmental Youth Award, and 2 students receiving honorable mentions. These include community garden efforts, protecting pollinators, reducing pollution, conserving water and energy, reducing food waste, and combating climate change. Every one of those things is something that EPA works on in one or more programs in Washington and everywhere around the country that we operate, which is everywhere around the country. So let me mention a couple, and I'm so proud. Are you Ethan? Ethan, is that you? No, okay. I'm told that Ethan and Annabelle are fighting climate change in Indiana. Are they here?
You're here for them.
Oh, you're here for them, okay, all right. So they founded a nonprofit called Confront the Climate Crisis that works statewide with youth to increase climate literacy. So this is what we need, right? It's organizing, it's educating at the state level. And in Pennsylvania, which is our Region 3, Karina created an algorithm that assigns product packaging a rating between 1 and 5 stars. Isn't that awesome? I could not create an algorithm if my life depended on it. Is Karina here? Is that you? Okay. Put that hand up high. That's an algorithm hand that's going up there. We can't talk about, did I just lose the mic? Okay. Okay, great. We can't talk about the students without talking about the teachers, because the teachers encourage this and help make it happen. We have 11 educators receiving the Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators, and 2 who are getting an honorable mention distinction. This award is one of the country's highest honors awards for public school teachers. So I think that's worth saying again. This is one of the nation's highest honor awards for public school teachers from EPA and the CEQ. So good for us. Our public schools, I don't need to tell you this, but I'm going to say it anyway. They are the foundation of our nation. They are our future. They are anchor institutions in every community across the country, and we rely on these public school teachers to deliver so much for our children and for our future. I think we have come to realize this even more during the past several years when our country has been so stressed and our children have been so stressed. And as I told you, I see this firsthand because I hear about it from my daughter. So I want to thank every single teacher who is here today and those who are not here today for the work that you do to keep our children safe, to keep them inspired, to keep them learning, and to help build this country to the country that we want it to be into the future. So I'm thrilled that we're able to recognize teachers as part of this program too, as well as providing some financial resources that I am sure you will plow right back in to serving your students, because I know that's what teachers do. These awards, we've been giving them for over 30 years, so think about the children who have been inspired and how old those children are now, and perhaps some of them are working at EPA. I don't know, we should find that out. But we know that when children have opportunities to get engaged in projects like this, and especially when they have opportunities to be outside in nature and learn it, and understand it, it boosts their academic learning, it boosts their personal development, and their sense of environmental stewardship, which is why this is so important. So let me just highlight a few of the very cool teacher projects, and then I'm going to get off the stage. In North Carolina, our administrator comes from North Carolina, so of course we want to talk about North Carolina. Krista Brinchek improves standardized test scores and improves social interactions in the classroom by connecting her students to nature. Are you here, Krista? Yay, Krista. In Washington State, which is our Region 10, Elise Mitchell, are you here, Elise? Yay, no? No, okay, I thought I saw a hand go up. She's working to inspire the next generation of indigenous youth become scientists. She designed the Natural Resources Career and Technical Education Pathway courses to prepare them for leadership roles within local tribal businesses. So that's a 2 for 3 for 4 for infinite for project. In Ohio, Region 5, Amy Boros, whom I met before we came in, she leads 7 school districts, 21 elementary and middle schools to use urban prairies as living labs, and you're going to hear from her later in the program. So just 3 examples of the amazing work that educators across the country are doing. I want to once more extend my congratulations, my appreciation, and honestly my gratitude to all of you for your service to the country and to the young people of this country. I think I've said enough. So I'm going to hand it over to Lonnie. I wish I could stay for the entire ceremony, but I have to get back for something, which is very sad for me. But thank you so much, and I'll look forward to doing this again next year.
Thank you, Deputy Administrator McCabe, and most importantly, thank you for your dedicated service and leadership to American communities. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you again all for those of you that have traveled from across the country to be here today, and for those of you that are joining us virtually, welcome. We are so excited and elated to celebrate you today for your incredible leadership and achievements, advancing environmental stewardship and education. I'm Lonnie Cortez Russell, and I'm the Deputy Associate Administrator for our Office of Public Engagement and Environmental Education here at the EPA. I, too, am actually a daughter of an educator. My father spent 35 years in the Los Angeles public schools. He was a teacher, social studies and government, and certainly influenced my experience entering public service. So again, thank you to our educators and of course to all our young and rising student leaders. So thank you. So this afternoon I have the distinct honor to introduce you to our next guest, an immense leader and official within the Biden-Harris administration, White House Council on Environmental Quality Chair, Ms. Brenda Mallory. White House Chair Mallory is the 12th chair of the Council of Environmental Quality. She is the first African American to serve in this position. As White House Chair, she advises President Biden on environmental and natural resources policies that improve, preserve, and protect public health and the environment. She is focused particularly on advancing the environmental justice and climate change challenges the nation faces while advancing opportunities for growth and economic development. Chair Mallory has decades of experience in both the private and public sector, including spending nearly 20 years at the Environmental Protection Agency and the White House Council on Environmental Quality, serving in a number of senior roles. In Chair Mallory's first stint at the council at CEQ, as the general counsel, she helped shape many of President Obama's signature environmental and natural resource policy successes. Now, having returned to the White House Council on Environmental Quality, Chair Mallory is looking to reinvigorate the council's important environmental policy role to advance President Biden's ambitious climate and environmental justice agenda. And now, please join me in welcoming White House Council on Environmental Quality Chair, Ms. Brenda Mallory.
everyone, and thank you, Lonnie, for that lovely introduction. I always listen as I'm standing there, like, who is she talking about exactly? So one of those things in life, as you go on, you feel slightly disconnected from the way you are presented to the world. But I am so thrilled to be here and so thrilled to have an opportunity to be part of this program. As Deputy McCabe was saying, number one, it's great to be back in person, but number two, to be in person for something that is this important. And as you listen to the kinds of programs that people have done and see how connected it is to the work that we are all carrying out, you realize even more how important your jobs are, how important you students, the work that you all are doing is to the world that we are all working to create. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really an honor to be in the room, and I just want to start where everyone else has started by just congratulating you and congratulating the class of 2022 awardees for all the work that you have done coming to this point, and for the extra effort that I'm sure that it took to even make yourselves available for this particular event, and we appreciate that. I enjoyed actually reading through all of the descriptions of the various projects that are being recognized here, and having Janet pick out a few of them were great examples of the work that has gone on. But such an example of the creativity, the innovation, and the talent that it takes to actually think about how you take very complicated issues that we are facing in this world and present them in ways that are accessible to youth and to the general public at large is really something that I'm touched by, and glad to see that we have people who have dedicated themselves to doing that. On behalf of the White House Council on Environmental Quality, I just want to thank each and every one of you for the commitment to protecting the environment and to environment education. This is my second opportunity, and the first in person, obviously, as the chair of CEQ to participate in this particular event. But in my life before CEQ, as Janet mentioned, I worked at EPA for many years, and among my many responsibilities during that period was working with the leaders of the environmental education program and seeing both the nature of the work that they did in trying to connect with educators across the country, but also how important this event and being able to recognize people like you was to the work that they did. So I just know how we believe this to be very impactful for not only for the educators, but also for the next generation to be lifted up in this way and to see that people really value the work that you're doing. I also know that the work that you were able to accomplish in this last year, here we are still in the throes of a pandemic, is particularly deserving of recognition, and everyone has identified their own personal connection to the teachers, but I learned firsthand because my youngest daughter just finished a 2-year fellowship, teaching fellowship in Oakland, California, in one of the schools there. And so I had a chance to see both the challenges of the teachers and the students and the families as we were trying to navigate the pandemic, but also to see and get a little bit of a glimpse of the innovation that came out of difficult circumstances. And it's really that spirit of innovation and resilience and endurance that you brought to your work on environmental protection and sustainability, for which we honor you today. It's important to take the time to recognize teachers, principals, superintendents, facilities managers, and many more who are shaping the lives of young people, increasing environmental literacy, and teaching about the important role that we all have in protecting the planet. The environmental and sustainability ethos underpinning your work is creating within your young students a vision for the future that we all desperately need, a vision of hope, activism, conservation, and preservation of our planet. So many of the critically important issues that we are addressing in the Biden-Harris administration are about protecting that future. At the Council on Environmental Quality, I advise the President on environmental policies, including climate change and environmental justice. And our work is really grounded in a belief I know I share with the President that every single person deserves access to clean drinking water, to clean air, and to a healthy community. We are working across the entire federal government to address climate change and environmental protection for all communities. And we're partnering across federal, state, and local governments and with the private sector to improve the health, safety, and resilience of our schools, lower our energy costs, and reduce their contribution to climate change. Schools, and I think Janet was saying this as well, have long served as the center of American communities and social resilience. They're where we educate our children, where we vote, where we assemble in fellowship, and where we seek shelter in emergency. Last week, I had the opportunity actually to participate in a similar event that the Department of Education was doing, their Green Ribbon Schools ceremony, where we were honoring schools and school districts who are greening their buildings. And all of these are such an important feature of what is necessary for a healthy environment for our communities. So being able to do that recognition and to do this is just a reminder that we all have a part to play in protecting our environment. At the White House, we are working across the entire federal government to address climate change and environmental protection. We are also working to make sure that federal agencies conduct their own operations in ways that support a more sustainable future. The federal government is the largest employer, managing significant real estate for its operations and owning hundreds of thousands of vehicles. If we are more sustainable in our operations, we will not only lead by example, but we will make an on-the-ground difference because of the size of our footprint. This is one example of how we are working to do our part in improving the environment for all Americans. To the students that are here today, I just want to say everyone can make a difference and everyone has something to contribute. So speak up. Speak up through your art and your music. Speak up through your community service, through your school projects. Speak up by advocating for what you believe in. We need your passion and your hope to make the world a better place. Our young people already understand that we must pursue equity and ensure that all communities benefit as we tackle the climate crisis and the complex environmental problems that we face. And so I say keep it up. Keep up what you're doing because your voices matter. For the teachers who are here today, one thing that came through is that all of you are creating environmental ethic and sense of responsibility in your young people that is galvanizing future leaders. It gives me great hope when I see such bright young people with big ideas and the teachers that help guide them through these formative years. So I want to leave you all with a quote from the civil rights and children's rights activist Marian Wright Edelman, which embodies the work that you do. Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and the world better than you found it. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your dedication and your hard work, and congratulations on a well-deserved award.
Thank you so much, Chair Mallory. Just wonderful remarks. And when you were talking about being more sustainable, you know, one of the ways that EPA is investing in electricity and renewable energy is really to limit carbon emissions through EPA's new Clean School Bus program. It provides $5 billion over the next 5 years to replace existing school buses with zero emission and low emission models. So we hope that you will take some information today back to your own regions and talk to them about changing out your fleet to be more sustainable models. And we have a special treat for you today. If you've never got a chance to see an electric school bus up close, today is your day. We have an opportunity to tour an electric school bus later on in the program after the poster session, so stay tuned for that. With that, I'd like to introduce Amy Boris. She is Region 5, a Presidential Innovation Award winner for environmental educators. Amy.
Thank you to Chair Mallory for your kind words and your work with the White House. We appreciate it down at the lower levels. I'm Amy Boris. I am the Great Lakes Region winner, and it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Mary Margaret Diodace, who is the President and CEO of the National Environmental Education Foundation. NEEF is a national organization with a mission to make the environment more accessible, relatable, relevant, and connected to the daily lives of all Americans. Prior to NEEF, Mary Margaret was the President and CEO of EarthShare, a strategic partner to the business sector that developed engagement and philanthropy programs around sustainability. Along with an extensive background in developing holistic corporate alliances, special events, and employee engagement programs for prominent national nonprofits, including the National Wildlife Federation, March of Dimes, and Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, Mary Margaret has worked in the environmental community to create, market, and fund programs that promote the benefit of outdoor activity and nurture the next generation of environmental stewards. A graduate of George Washington University in Washington, D.C., Mary Margaret is a certified fundraising executive and has served as a speaker for various conferences and as a media spokesmom for National Wildlife Federation Be Out There movement to connect kids to nature. Mary Margaret.
Hello, thank you, Amy, so much. I feel like I should be introducing you and the other teachers. Thank you, Chair Mallory, for all of your support. It's really such a pleasure to be here. Like the others on the stage today, I share a wonderful feeling in my heart for both educators. My mom was a public school teacher in New York City for a couple of years before I was born, and I'm also the mom of a student who's in middle school, rising high school. So I share a lot with you right from the get-go and the importance of environmental education and the importance of educators in this crazy, as Amy and I were talking backstage, this crazy environment that we're living in and coming out of with COVID. So thank you. It's truly an honor to be here today with all of you to recognize the important work that you have done and celebrate you as recipients of the President's Environmental Youth Award and the Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators. Again, another thing we have in common is the act that created those awards also created our organization, the National Environmental Education Foundation, as Amy mentioned. And we were chartered to really complement the work of the EPA. So we're here at home, right, with all of you back with EPA, and it's such a joy to be here. And much like the award winners today, our work really stretches beyond textbooks in the classroom to help connect kids to the outdoors, to environmental stewardship, to climate, to all these on-the-ground projects that really contextualizes the learning and makes it, I think, students more exciting. Certainly, you get to take your mask off when you go on a prairie visit, right, outside of the school, or you walk along and do water studies at the stream, or whatever the activity is. So it's really exciting to be here to celebrate such important work that all of us have been doing. In addition to K through 12 education that we focus on with the National Environmental Education Foundation, we're also very interested in health and conservation and how all of those things really relate, as Amy said, to all Americans. What can we do to bring people into the conversation and move the environmental movement forward for all of us, for all of our futures? So I want to salute all of the winners here today, the students. I wish my son was here to hear about your projects, and to the educators. For the students, these stewardship projects really show a true commitment to learning, protecting the environment, and just as important, helping the communities that you live in. You're paying it forward, which is super important to all of us. these 49 students, you're so inspiring and you really do give us hope. So thank you for all the work that you've been doing. For the teachers, again, as the mom of a 14-year-old, special admiration for you for being the benchmark of getting us through the pandemic. You have successfully integrated environmental education into multiple subjects, as was mentioned before, removing ocean litter, gardening, STEM, pollinator gardens, all these activities that are really making science and STEM learning come alive for our students and hopefully inspiring them to be teachers or to work in STEM fields or maybe even work for the EPA or the CEQ someday. Let's hope so. I look forward to learning more about all of your projects at the poster session and sharing much more work about the work that we do at the National Environmental Education Foundation around our Greening STEM program and also our Climate Superstars program that we do in conjunction actually with the EPA's Energy Star program, and it'll be coming up this October. So super turnkey event we can talk about later. But let's get to the fun part, right? Thank you again. Congratulations to all of our winners today. We truly appreciate your commitment and your enthusiasm during the most trying of times, some could say, over the last year. Again, you're an inspiration to us all as we build to a brighter future. As the administrator said earlier, we look forward to seeing what you do next. We're grateful for what you've done, but we want to see what comes next. So without further delay, let's get to the awards. The next voice you're going to hear today will be my friend and colleague, Hiram Tanner, the Director of the Office of Public Engagement and Environmental Education at the EPA.
All right, this is the fun part. Okay, so just want to give a couple of logistics. Again, students, you'll come up, you'll grab your award, you'll come and stand right in front of the stage, not on the stage, but in front of the stage, okay? Pose for a picture, and then we'll walk around the far side of the room to go back to your seat, all right? So first, I want to thank our senior leadership so much for coming and giving us a few inspiring words, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Chair Mallory, for joining us today. And now, at this time, I will present the awards. I'll start with the students and provide all the students a summation as they walk up and receive their awards, and same with the teachers following the students. So thanks so much. So if you don't mind, coming to join us for pictures. All right. So EPA Region 1. Oh, and I just want to also mention, as you all know, we have folks here in person, but we also have folks watching at home, right? So we're simulcast today. So I'm going to read all the awardees, and so you'll notice that some people will come up and get the award, and others, again, we'll just recognize them, clap, and keep it moving. So just wanted to give you that note. Okay, EPA Region 1, Reducing Air Pollution and Conserving Water in Community Gardens by Raul. Raul encourages gardeners to work together to reduce water usage and air pollution. We applaud Raul for his creativity. Okay. Also, EPA Region 1, Portsmouth Ag Innovation Farm by Portsmouth Middle School. Olivia, Annabelle, Tatum, Dahlia, Aurelius, Cameron, Elizabeth, Elle, Stella, Maggie, Raylan, Brooke, Hannah, Olivia, and Fiona, Noah, and Owen. These students grew and harvested and donated food to 2 local food banks. Congratulations. Olivia, Annabelle, Tatum, Dahlia, Aurelius, Cameron, Elizabeth, Elle, Stella, Maggie, Raylan, Brooke, Hannah, Olivia, Fiona, Noah, and Owen. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, EPA Region 2, Sunrise Bergen County, by leaders of Sunrise Bergen. Isha, Juliana, Anika, Pranav, Elaine, Andrea, Kaylee, Sasha, Kylie, Samaya, Pooja, JC, Eva, and Meghana. The leaders of Sunrise Bergen held their first annual climate summit with 40 speakers at a local school. They also educated younger students at parks and organized local river cleanups. Congratulations. EPA Region 3, Plastic-Free PWC, Stephanie and Ashley. Stephanie and Ashley estimated that students at their school discarded 10,000 plastic water bottles per day. This led them to encourage 300 students to sign pledges to use reusable water bottles. Congratulations. EPA Region 4, Pollinate Our Planet, by Lauren. Lauren is passionate about pollinators. She is collaborating with the Girl Scouts and other key stakeholders to create and restore pollinator habitat. Congratulations, Lauren. All right. EPA Region 5, the Monarch Butterfly Project, by Hilton Elementary School students. Eliza, Eloise, Emmeline, Mary, and Michael helped over 400 people build monarch butterfly habitats. Congratulations. All right. Okay, accepting this award on behalf of Ethan and Annabelle are Raul and Ashlyn. Project name, Confront the Climate Crisis, by Ethan and Annabelle. They started a nonprofit called Confront the Climate Crisis to promote climate literacy across the state of Indiana. Congratulations. Okay. EPA Region 6, Pollinator Preservation, by Spencer. Spencer led several complex, multi-year conservation projects to preserve pollinators, working with over 100 volunteers. Congratulations, Spencer. EPA Region 7, Promoting LED Light Bulbs Through a Public Service Announcement, PSA, by Clarchie. Clarchie created a public service announcement for the radio. Her Convert to LED and Save PSA has reached thousands of listeners. Congratulations. All right. EPA Region 9, Operation Leadership Hawaii. Kaylee, Joey, and Katie founded Operation Leadership Hawaii to teach youth about how to combat environmental issues. Congratulations. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And look at my shiny forehead.
All right. And now it's time for our honorable mention PIA winners. Conscious Consumers by Karina. Karina created a rating system for packaging to help consumers make environmentally friendly purchases. All right, also honorable mention, an incentivized self-sustaining food waste rescue initiative by Nithin. Nithin led seven student volunteers and part-time adult volunteers to recover 25,000 pounds of unsold food last year with a total value of $185,000. Congratulations. And now for our teachers. Starting with Region 2, David Amadon. David Amadon is winning the Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Educators for his inspiring leadership and excellence in teaching students about the environment for over 2 decades. EPA Region 3, Erin Burrell. Erin Burrell is passionate about teaching. She transformed her school's courtyard garden into a vibrant outdoor classroom. EPA Region 3, Chris Nesley teaches his students to solve global environmental issues and sustainability challenges. Congratulations. EPA Region 4, Brandon, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. There you go, Chris. EPA Region 4, Brandon Dillman. Brandon challenges his students to think outside the box. Many of Mr. Dillman's graduates have chosen to enter environmental science fields. Congratulations. Also EPA Region 4, Krista Brinchek. Krista is she's a passionate and enthusiastic educator. She teaches her students how to support turtle rescues, and she's also worked with them to develop a learning garden. No, that's okay. That's okay. We'll just keep rolling through. All right. EPA Region 5. Kate Krisky-Robart. Kate teaches in environmental justice. She teaches in an environmental justice community. She educates students and their parents about how to solve local environmental issues. Congratulations. EPA Region 5, Amy Boris. Ms. Boris is installing prairies with 7 school districts and 21 elementary school and middle schools. Wow, congratulations. All right, EPA Region 8, Ashley Dewar. Ashley brings exciting opportunities to her students through a 3-day outdoor education camp. She also combines math with water education. Congratulations. Christina Pavlovich has educated thousands of elementary school students about the cultural history and modern use of sustainability and stewardship in watersheds. Her work has improved her students' standardized test scores. Wow, congratulations. EPA Region 9, Dana Swisher. Dana has educated more than 600 students about biodiversity and the importance of native insects and plants through a school garden. Congratulations. EPA Region 10, Mr. Alfonso Gonzalez Jr. Mr. Gonzalez has implemented the Ocean Garden School Project, sponsored by NOAA, which engages students in understanding water quality through hands-on activities. Congratulations, Mr. Gonzalez. And now for our honorable mentions. Starting with EPA Region 4, Michelle Ellis. Ms. Ellis teaches her students about the importance of global and cultural issues and how that impacts water scarcity. Congratulations. EPA Region 10, Elise Mitchell. Elise Mitchell is working with young people to encourage them to pick careers in science and math. Congratulations. All right, so this concludes the awards part of our ceremony. Thank you all so much. And at this time, I think it's well overdue that we give a round of applause to nobody else but our parents. Thank you so much for getting us here. All right. Okay, so the day is not over. Following the awards ceremony, we're going to have a poster session, and as Kim mentioned, we're going to have an opportunity to tour an electric school bus. All right? Thank you so much. Kim, do you want to come back up and say a few words to close us out, or? Thank you.
Give Hiram a round of applause. Did a beautiful job. Again, we cannot thank you all enough for coming. We were so excited to just be able to celebrate you and what you're doing for not only your local schools, but for the environment. So thank you once again for that. If any of you need to meet with Dominique later on to make sure you have your right certificates, feel free to come to the table and do that afterwards. We'll bring up some music in the house, and please, we want you to take a gander at some of the posters that folks brought from a long way that shares a little bit more about their projects. So take your time and do that. We'll be heading outside for the school bus tour at the top of the hour, around 2 p.m. Thank you again for coming.